Hello and welcome into Turner Gymnasium on Wayne Profit Court. It's the Hornets and the Marlins in a regular season finale with big-time playoff implications. But before we get to that, today is senior day for the Lynchburg Hornets. They've got 4 seniors, 3 of which will be celebrated because Eli Thomas did it once last year. Jason Easton will kick things off. Dre Ross and Pearson Young to round out the order. Also one of the cheerleaders. I will step aside and let our PA man do the rest of the talking.
Upon graduation, he'll receive his Bachelor of Arts in Intelligence Studies and Criminology with a double minor in Criminal Forensics and History. His favorite athletic memory at Lynchburg was hanging out with his teammates in the locker room before practicing games and celebrating wins with them. Today, he's accompanied by his parents, April and John Eastman.
you back inside Turner Gymnasium here in Central Virginia, where the Marlins square off against the Lynchburg Hornets. As we mentioned in the open, big-time playoff implications today. For the Lynchburg Hornets, it's simple. You win, and you're in a top 4 seed. You host a playoff game in the ODAC quarterfinal. Meanwhile, if you come out with a loss today, Lynchburg drops the 5 seed, and they'll play the winner of Hampton, Sydney, Washington, and Lee. Now, for the Marlins, it's a very different side of the table. This squad receiving votes in the national poll. They have had an unbelievable 2025-26 campaign. If they win today and Randolph-Macon has a loss, then Virginia Wesleyan has an opportunity to seize that number 1 seed. You need both things to happen. Otherwise, they have all but locked in the number 2 seed for the ODAC tournament, looking like they will play either Guilford, more likely, or potentially Avery. With all that being said, don't you love this time of the year? March right around the corner. You can feel the madness in the air. With that, you've got 2 sets of stars on each respective side of the floor today. For the Lynchburg Hornets, it's the man that is coming off his 4th Defensive Player Award of the season. Jamarcus Brown set a program record for most ODAC weekly awards in a single year with those awards. You can see the numbers on your screen. Over 20 points per game, leading the conference in blocks, field goal percentage, and rebounding, while he's sitting at 2nd in scoring. Meanwhile, on the other side of the floor, for Virginia Wesleyan, you've got a whole list of studs on this squad, but it's really highlighted with that front court, especially with Amari DeVoe. DeVoe, the grad student, standing at 6'3", 180 pounds, has averaged 34+ minutes per game this season, the leading scorer on this squad, and we've got a treat in store for us today. Lynchburg starting lineup with all 3 seniors being celebrated, with Dre Ross, Pearson Young, and Jason Easton. Jesse Mitchell and Jamarcus Brown round out that front court. For the Marlins, it's Paul Anderson and DeVoe, with the backcourt of TJ East, Malcolm Felmar, and Amari Mora. Opening possession turnover for the Lynchburg Hornets. Lynchburg coming off a tough loss on the road against Roanoke. If they'd come away with a win in that one, they would have had a chance to lock in that 3 seed. But an overtime victory for the Maroons to complete a season sweep over the Lynchburg Hornets, as DeVoe bullies down low, and Pearson Young swats it out of play. That Roanoke team just has really had Lynchburg's number as of late. They've won the last 13 meetings, and the last 4 meetings over the last 2 years have been absolute thrillers. As you take another look at the rejection by 3 in red. 5 on the shot clock. DeVoe working against Young, spinning inside, and a shot clock violation, but they're rather just going to let this one play on. The Hornets suffered a 88-93 loss in OT. Jackson Bell had himself one heck of a final 5 minutes for the Maroons. Scored the first 9 points of the overtime period for Roanoke. Lynchburg still able to get back on the horse today. They've really had a whole lot of momentum as of late. Before the most recent game, they were on a 4-game winning streak, taking down squads like Everett and Hampton, Sydney, 2 playoff teams, along with Bridgewater and EMU. Straightaway 3, cashed in. And the Marlins get on the board first. It's TJ East, the senior out of High Point, North Carolina. Young met at the timeline by Anderson. Driving to his left, gets to the baseline. Fading away and cashing in. String music. Young gets the first points of the day for Lynchburg. 2-3 our score. East. Looking inside, he'll dish it back up to DeVoe. Lynchburg running a 2-3 zone, trying to create a little chaos. 8 on the shot clock. In the corner, East, double team. Swarmed by a pair of Hornets, gets it away. Long three, no good. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. East in the other way. Ross for Brown. Bulldozing his way down low, can't get the roll, and scooped up by VWU. Spinning back, right-handed, bank shot won't go. Young across half court. 3-2, Virginia Wesleyan out in front. A takeaway from DeVoe. A left-handed layup goes back to his right, got it, and the foul. The acrobatic lay-in from one of the top scorers in the conference. On the other end, Jason Easton gets his first points of the day. Lynchburg cuts the deficit in half. 6-4, 16-22. Corner triple on the mark. Drilled by Paul Anderson. And the Marlins off to a scorching hot start today. 9-4. I apologize for the issues with the scoreboard. We'll get that resolved in our first media timeout. 9-4. Inside, rejected, offensive rebound. Inside for Brown, back out Hart. Once more, a fader. Strong to the right. 9-4, Virginia Wesleyan out in front, and DeVoe makes it a dozen. And the VWU sideline loving it. Their superstar living up to the hype in the early goings. And Jamarcus Brown on the other end draws a whistle. And that'll take us to our first media timeout. 12-4, Marlins out in front.
Here in Lynchburg, the cage birds don't just sing, they soar. Because at Lynchburg, they were finally seen. A trademark of this place is self-expression. Not forced, not filtered, not a facade. We don't shape students into copies. We help you find your own voice. Unapologetic, authentic. Because to be a Hornet is to think differently.
Want to have some outdoor adventures while getting a degree at the same time? At the University of Lynchburg, we have an on-campus zip line and road sports. Plus, we offer adventure trips that cost less than a cup of coffee. And did I mention our beautiful scenery? We're a university for students looking for something more than just books. Welcome to your new adventure experience.
Lynchburg is all about you, your ideas, and your goals. We've got one professor for every 10 students, so you can get all the support you need. In the classroom, in the lab, or in nature, you'll learn by putting yourself out there, and we're right there with you.
And we welcome you back in. Jamarcus Brown at the charity stripe for the Hornets. Cuts the deficit to a 7-point lead. 12-5. Got them both. Brown's free throw shooting was really the one element of his game you felt like he could improve upon. And he has done exactly that throughout his tenure with the Hornets. His second-year campaign has really been something like we haven't seen in a long time. And the University of Lynchburg, Brown solidifying himself as one of the best players to ever put on the red and white. Right on cue, Brown cuts the deficit down to a 4-point game. Lynchburg now going to a 1-3-1 zone. Pass down low. They go to the high post. In the corner, a triple. A rebound over the back of Jake Hart, gets tangled up and draws the foul. Easton. Pass offline, and another Lynchburg turnover. Baseline drive from Pollard. Extra pass and a tie-up as Jake Hart got his hands in the cookie jar against Paul Anderson. Possession arrow with the Marlins as Eli Thomas will check in for the first time today. Inbound to Moore. Working against Thomas. DeVoe straight away. High rebound grab by Brown. Lynchburg on a little bit of a run. Looking to get right back in the mix. Kick out. Easton for three. Left it short. One of those moments where you're just a little too open. Inside pass, batted around, last touch by the Hornets. That'll bring in Kai Sargent, pardon me. Pollard drops it off for Moore. Back over for Sargent. Moore spinning, got the edge. That's a shot clock violation. And it looks like they're going to review this one. So now it's time for our replay technician to shine. There's our man DeMont, right on cue. That's pretty close. We'll see if we can just stop it right when that clock hits 0. Yeah, that's the right call. Look at our crew. Landon Spots, our director and producer, working with DeMont. Riley Turner on graphics for us today. We truly have the dream team. the call is confirmed.
Ruling shot clock violation is confirmed.
This is a Virginia Wesleyan team that comes into today with a record of 17-7 on the year, 12-3 in the conference. They've had an excellent campaign across the board. They're one of the two squads that have taken down Randolph-Macon this season. That was one heck of a contest earlier on. It was a 2-point game, but in their most recent affair with Randolph-Macon, the Yellow Jackets got their get back. 68-58, I beg your pardon, 68-58. Randolph-Macon got the win in Ashland. Well, that is a signature win for Virginia Wesleyan this season. It's one of the main reasons you find them in the poll. They have competed with all kinds of top 25 teams. They had trial by fire to start the year off, playing Wisconsin lacrosse all the way back in November. Taken away by Thomas. A bounce pass for Easton with a little too much juice. And Lynchburg gives it right back. Ross back in for the Hornets. And Velmar returns to the hardwood for the Marlins. TJ East takes a breather on the sideline along with Jason Easton for Lynchburg. Hornets sticking with the 1-3-1. Skip to the corner, a triple off the mark. Grabbed by Ross. Working against DeVoe, pulls up at the stripe, left it short. Last touch out of bounds by the Marlins. And Lynchburg will maintain possession on their side of the floor as we hit the second media timeout. Lynchburg on a 5-0 run in the last 4 minutes of play.
It's in our DNA. Making a difference, being real, innovative, and strong wherever you are. Creating change. You believe the world can be better. We all can be better. And here is where we start making it happen. Fostering belonging. No matter who you are, here, you're home. Achieving excellence. From the classroom to the court, we don't settle. Neither should you. Lynchburg. It's in our DNA. Today, tomorrow, always.
This is the dough. It's wicked cute. It's always so pretty.
And we welcome you back in. Amarian DeVoe leading the way with all scores. He's up to 6 points. A steal as well on the defensive end. Brown leading the offensive charge for Lynchburg with 5 thus far, and another Hornet turnover. That's been something they've really excelled in this season, is just maintaining possession and not a whole lot of sloppy turnovers. This is a Marlins team that loves to cause a whole lot of chaos. And so far today, they've done exactly that. (14-9). Brown working against Moore. Got a beat. Extra pass. Eli Thomas. Count it. And the foul. That's a grown man basket from Eli Thomas. The gravitational pull that Jamarcus Brown can have when he's driving into the restricted area. There's oftentimes going to be somebody open nearby. Thomas, a strong free throw shooter this season. And he got it. 28 of 43 on the year. Lynchburg keeping up this pressure. Another corner three. They're living beyond the arc. And Paul Anderson once again cashes in from distance. Dre Ross has a beat into the lane. The hanging floater is good. This time they go inside, blocked by Thomas, but an offensive rebound with a push. Called against Jake Hart. It looked like that whistle was going to be called for out of bounds, but might have just gotten a little bit of extra love from the backside, pushing him out of play. Reverse lay-in, DeVoe. He is on a mission today. 8 points. We haven't reached 10 minutes yet. DeVoe and Brown, two guys that are going to be heavily considered for the ODAC Player of the Year. Trey Ross, a heat check. Off the mark, but DeVoe and Brown, two of the premier players in the conference this season. DeVoe comes in at third in overall scoring. Brown sitting at second. Most of the guys that are in that mix for Player of the Year are seniors or upperclassmen. Brown is really the sole guy as an underclassman that has made his mark. Typically in Division III, especially with basketball, that's the way it's going to be. I mean, you're going to see older guys that typically dominate playing time, dominate scoring in really every regard, just because it turns into a grown man's game. But Jamarcus Brown, with the athleticism and the skill that he has brought to the ODAC this year, and building off of what he did in his freshman campaign, it has been truly spectacular. Pair of free throws coming up for TJ East. First foul committed against Henderson. 14 fouls for each respective side. Got it to go. Take another look at that transition take. Henderson opting to have him earn it at the line. East has had a very strong season this year, averaging 8.7 points per game. Very efficient all over the floor. Marlins lead by 7. Gray, step back, no good. Offensive rebound, Palmore steps into another three, bottoms. Better call 5 when you need 3. Marlins had a man open in the short corner, couldn't find him. 1-3-1 causing some chaos, but it's leaving the corners wide open. Marlins back out in front, 24-17. And we welcome you back to Wayne Profit Court. 24-17, Marlins in control. They've led by as many as 8. Got off to a hot start, leading 12-4. Lynchburg crawled their way back in, but was unable to take the lead. How about the move from Pearson Young? I couldn't get it to fall. That's what they call a $1 million move, just with a 5-cent finish. Marlins cooking from the perimeter. That's been the recipe of success today. 5 of their 8 field goals have been for 3. Easton with a nice block, standing tall. Palmore in transition will slow the tempo. A flashing Jesse Mitchell. Got away with a walk. Young, a long 3. Book it. Just what the doctor ordered for the Lynchburg Hornets. 2 of 5 from distance. Pearson Young finally starting to find his rhythm again. Had a little bit of a cold spell in the back half of the season, but after a rough 4-game stretch, he has rediscovered his shooting stroke. Already got 5 today. Henderson lost the handle, poked out of play by the Marlins. That'll take us to another media timeout. Virginia Wesleyan calling for a review on that last play. They'll take a look at it during the timeout. We will stay here and take a look at the replay. And we welcome you back in. The call on the floor was upheld. Lynchburg maintains possession with 7:30 to go in the opening half. Brown and Young leading the way for Lynchburg with 5 apiece. Anderson and DeVoe leading the charge for the Marlins with 8 apiece. Anderson hasn't been an extraordinarily efficient three-point shooter this season, just making 19 of his 71 attempts coming into today. He has been lights out from deep, going 2 of 2 thus far. Ball still loose, a scrum on the deck, a tie-up, and a possession arrow in favor of the Hornets. Palmore will inbound for Lynchburg with 14 on the ticker. Flaring Pearson Young receives the inbound. A whistle away from the ball. And the shot clock never ran. They will reset that timer to 10 seconds. Palmore will inbound for Lynchburg on the near side. DeVoe takes it away. DeVoe lays it in. An easy breakaway laying off the turnover. That's the 6th Lynchburg turnover today. Make it 7. And DeVoe once again, the 4 easiest points he scored all season, results in a Lynchburg timeout. Hillary Scott and company will talk it over as the Hornets face their largest deficit of the day. Lynchburg trailing by 10 on their home floor in the regular season finale. Right now, the Marlins causing a whole lot of chaos. They forced 7 Lynchburg turnovers today. Foul away from the ball called on Anderson as he was trying to contain Brown in the low post. Another foul on the Marlins on the inbound as Pearson Young was sent to the hardwood. That is the 6th foul that'll go against Virginia Wesleyan. This one tabbed to DeVoe. Or no, rather it gave it to Lynchburg. I don't know how Pearson Young can get charged with a foul as he's the one that ends up on the floor. (30-20) Marlins with their largest lead of the day and possession. A back cut for Anderson. Flips the floor. Pump fake, drive, and a foul on Brown. Pair of substitutions ready to come on for Lynchburg. Or rather, that foul was given to Jason Easton, I beg your pardon. He and Jaden Palmore to the sideline. Hart and Gray back to the floor. DeVoe fading, couldn't find anything, an air ball. Give it up to Brown, looking to attack. He'll pull up from the elbow, wide left. Off the iron, and the Marlins looking to push the pace. Wide open in the corner, Anderson. Can't go 3 for 3, his first miss from the perimeter today. Brown over for Hart, nobody's home. A wide open lane, but couldn't get the lay-in to drop. A nice contest from Anderson on the recovery. And a drive from East on the other end turns into a Michael Gray foul. Reported me, that's Malcolm Velmore, rather. And things starting to get ugly for Lynchburg. Marlins have connected on 4 of their last 5 field goal attempts. And currently on a 7-0 run. Take another look at the contact. Belmore got the whistle and an Oscar. Certainly sold that one in front of the official. But that's the craft of basketball in this day and age. Gray heads to the sideline after picking up his second foul. Ross will check in. Now an 8-0 scoring run for the Marlins as they lead by 12. Ross, straight to the rim, trying to get it away. Pearson Young attacks the other end and draws a foul. Coach Dave McAdoo not a fan of the whistle. Take another look at it. Yeah, I would argue that one as well. Obviously, we get the luxury of watching it in slow motion rather than real time. Young splits the pair. Pollard over for East, looking for more. Guarded by Thomas on the baseline. Nice two-man game, but a rejection from Eli Thomas that kickstarts the break. Young, pull up Jay, won't go. Ross, the second effort, got it off the window. Lead back down to single digits. Long three to Vo. He's got 15 points. A statement game for the senior guard, or the graduate guard, rather, out of Henrico, Virginia. Jake Hart, corner three. Eli Thomas, offensive rebound. Right in the chest of Moore, goes up and puts it in. Underneath for Moore. Straightaway three. No good. Thomas the rebound and a jump ball awarded. Possession will stay with the Marlins. And it takes us to our final media timeout of the first half. 25-35, Marlins leading. And we welcome you back. Marlins ahead by double figures. They have led the entirety of the way today. Bounce pass down low and a foul call on Jake Hart. Jason Williams at the charity stripe. Nylon on his first attempt. Draws back iron and falls through. Back up by 12. Tied for their largest lead of the day. Ross lost the handle, but got it right back, and that's a double dribble. Lynchburg with 10 turnovers today. It's a team that averages just over 12 a game. A baseline drive, lost the handle and out of bounds. Mike Gray now re-entering the affair for Lynchburg with 2 fouls. Finds a streaking Eli Thomas, who hands it off to Ross. Lynchburg will get set up in their half-court set. Ross hits the brakes. Finds Gray. Long three, Mike Gray. You bet. Gray's second three of the day. Lay in, no good. Hart wants to push. Brown spinning inside, the baby hook. Makes it a 7-point game. Anderson looking for DeVoe underneath. Backing down Hart. Draws 2 defenders on the kick out. Lay in, no good. Offensive rebound, Williams. Out for DeVoe. His three. Can't connect. Anderson, another offensive rebound. Inside handoff, blocked by Thomas, and a foul called on Eli Thomas. Whole lot of whistles today. That will send TJ East to the free throw line. Second trip of the day for East. Went 2 for 2 on his first trip. East is 74% free throw shooter this season. Swirls the first one in. Take another look at the contact from Thomas as Jason Williams heads to the sideline. East got them both 4 for 4 on the day. And now Moore returns and sends East to catch a breather. Pollard, the other Marlin that checked in during that trip at the line. Under 90 seconds to go. Lynchburg trailing by 9. Hart inside for Brown. A kick out for Gray. How about the pass? And Mike Gray fouled on his way up from beyond the arc. He'll get 3 shots at the line. Nearly had a 4-point opportunity. Michael Gray, a 75% free throw shooter this season. Gray coming off a 16-point affair against Roanoke. He's another guy that's really started to find his rhythm the last couple of games. Last 6 games, 22, 17, 24, 12, 19, 16. Really starting to see more minutes. The points have come with it. Gray goes 2 for 3. Lead back down to 7. Lynchburg has not led. No ties, no lead changes. It's been all Marlins thus far through the first 19 minutes. Moore had it poked free by Brown. Thomas picked it up off the hardwood. Brown called for his own number. Spinning back, Dre Ross, a 3. Yes, sir! Here come the Hornets. 4-point game. It's Pollard. Over for DeVoe. 8-second difference between shot and game clock. As Dre Ross is fouled, or Jay Ross commits a foul, I beg your pardon. He went over the back of Moore. Lynchburg with their 10th team foul. Gives Moore 2 opportunities at the line in the double bonus. Can't connect on the first one. A 54% free throw shooter this season, with the 2nd most attempts on the team. Missed them both. Brown with the rebound. Lynchburg can hold for the final shot of the first half and make it a 1-possession game before the intermission. Brown, baseline drive, got it off the glass. DeVoe will have a chance for a half-court heave. Back iron. After a dominant first half from Virginia Wesleyan, where they led by as many as 12 with 3:11 to go, Lynchburg ends on a 5-0 run and a 10-2 run in the last 3 minutes to make it a 1-score game heading into the break. 37-39 from Lynchburg, Virginia. you back into Turner Gymnasium. Hornets trailing the Marlins 37-39 through the opening 20 minutes of action. It's been a back and forth affair, but momentum has really been seized by the Marlins. They led by as many as 12 points, but Lynchburg has a little bit of a last-minute stretch in the final 3 minutes of play have put them right back into this ball game. And time again, the Marlins have had an answer. With that, let's take a look at some of the numbers from the first half. Lynchburg right now, an efficient 44% from both the floor and from distance, but the turnovers has really been the main story of the first half of play for Lynchburg. Virginia Wesleyan has done a great job of creating some chaos and forcing the issue. With that, has created some easy breakaway chances for the Marlins with 9 fast break points to Lynchburg's 0. But the Hornets now have a chance to tie for the first time today or even take the lead. Brown inside draws contact and earns a trip to the line. Jamarcus Brown leading the way for Lynchburg with 9 points today. 3 of 7 from the floor, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Lynchburg had an efficient first half from the charity stripe, 7 of 10. Brown's first one rolls off the iron. DeVoe, the leading scorer for Virginia Wesleyan, and no surprise, with 15 points in the first half. Jesse Mitchell, an offensive rebound. Kick out for Pearson Young. Wants to go right side, off the glass and in. We're tied up for the first time since 0-0. Moore for Anderson. Back down to Moore. And a foul called against Jesse Mitchell on the floor. That'll be his first personal. Lynchburg's first team of the second half as well. Fresh 20 on the ticker. And another foul on Jesse Mitchell. 2 fouls in a matter of seconds. And nothing even came off the game clock. Same inbound design. Moore wants to attack Mitchell once more. Kick outside, a long 3, buried. TJ East connects from long range once again. Ross. Mitchell, elbow, back iron. East the rebound. Moore spinning on Mitchell. Got it off the glass. And just like that, the Marlins back out in front by 5. Ross wants to attack. Great defense on the outside from Virginia Wesleyan. Young, straightaway 3. Off the mark. East quickly the other way. DeVoe rejects the screen, kicks in the corner. Anderson can't find it. Brown will take it himself. Bulldozing his way inside with a left hand. Got it to go. Jamarcus Brown coming off one of his quieter performances of the season against Roanoke. And he has found double figures in every game this season, today included. East, this time can't connect. Offensive rebound. Second chance rejected by Ross. And out of bounds off the Marlins. Moore will head to the sideline, and Pollard will take his place. (41-44), 3 minutes into the second half. Ross hits the break, step back jumper, won't go. Rebound, East in the Marlins. East for Pollard. Now Anderson right back to him in the near side. DeVoe against Young. 3-on-3 action. Can't get the bucket, but earned a foul. He'll head to the free throw line. DeVoe just 1 of 1 from the charity stripe today. Strong free throw shooter this year at a 77% clip. Leads the team in makes and attempts. 139 for, I beg your pardon, 109 out of 140 attempts. Got them both. Lead back up to 5. Mitchell will try his luck from deep. Brown, the offensive rebound, got the basket and one. Jamarcus Brown up to 13 points, 5 of 9 from the floor, and it's the extra effort on this trip down the floor. A host of substitutions coming in for Lynchburg. Mitchell, Ross, and Young all to the sideline. Thomas, Hart, and Gray in for the Hornets. Brown connects on the three-point play. Back to a one-possession game. Velmar for East. Back to Velmar at the angle. Brown looking to attack. Crosses to his right, had it poked free. Jake Hart, 1-on-2 break. Contest DeVoe, but a strong left-handed finish brings it back to a 4-point game. Another costly turnover for Lynchburg that has resulted in easy fast break points. Easton from 3. Rattles out. Halfway down and corralled by the Marlins. Pollard. DeVoe. How about the move? How about the finish? It'll go for DeVoe. Marlins lead by 7. And that takes us to our first media timeout of half number 2. Marlins in front by a touchdown.
Diving in college taught me to
Lynchburg trailing by 7. Inbound to Brown. Looking to go right away, right to the rim. Got it and one! Jamarcus Brown, a freight train, barreling down the tracks. Got the shooter's touch. Back down to a 4-point game. 15 minutes to go. Lynchburg needing a win for a chance to host here at home in the ODAC quarterfinal. With a loss, they travel to the winner of today's matchup between Hampton-Sydney and Washington and Lee. Poked out by Thomas. Marlins will maintain possession underneath the rim. Moore, top of the key. DeVoe. Inside, fading away. Offensive rebound. Second chance in the corner. Anderson can't cash in. Hart, long pass for Easton, intercepted by Moore. DeVoe, a long three. A fight for the rebound and a foul call on the floor. Looks like this one's going to go against Eli Thomas. With that, let's check in on that Hampton-Sydney W&L game. Right now, the Tigers at home, out in front by 7. That game in a very similar timestamp as us. Everybody today started at 2, except for Randolph, Macon, and Bridgewater with a 7 p.m. start time due to volleyball games going on inside their arena. Drop off and a foul. Miles Hancock earned the whistle after the contest by Thomas. That'll be his 3rd personal. Rattles in the second and goes 2 for 2. It has been a ticky-tack kind of game. That is the 11th foul in the second half. We're just 6 minutes in. Brown takes the inbound at the far corner, directing traffic. Inside the lane, through 2 Marlins, and somehow finds the bottom of the basket. Entry feed deflected away by Gray, saved an easy basket after Hart got hit to the deck. Whole lot of shoving, that's gonna be an offensive foul, yeah. Hancock was battling for position against Hart, extended that elbow, and that's an easy call. Not exactly sure what's happening here. It looks like they're going to review to see if that was a foul. I don't think I've seen a coach ask for more reviews than Dave McAdoo today. He has been a pestering gnat in the ear of our officiating crew. And it's been somewhat similar on Lynchburg's sideline as well, but going to take another look at it. I don't know how this one's going to get overturned. It's this whole sequence of pushing and shoving. 24 in blue. It's that high extension to the neck area on Hart, right when they get across the key, right there. And the call will stand. Another unsuccessful challenge for Virginia Wesleyan. Turned over, but a step out of bounds from DeVoe. Palmore to inbound for Lynchburg, trailing by 4. Easton for Gray. Palmore lost his man. But a great shutoff by East. Gray from distance. Oh my goodness! The microwave! Makes it a 1-point game. Pulled that one from Yucatan. Underneath some more, guarded by Thomas. Wide open, extra pass. Marlins had a couple of good looks, just didn't pull the trigger. Moore spinning against Thomas, got blocked, and another foul called on Eli Thomas. And he looks dazed and confused. Looking over, maybe asking to see if Hillary wants to try his first challenge. We've had 2 or 3 unsuccessful ones from McAdoo. Moore left it short. Thomas heads to the sideline with 4 fouls. Henderson will take his place on the floor. Brown. Henderson. Over for Palmore. Dishes to Henderson. Cut off on the baseline. Rises up more with a block in the board. Moore spinning down low, fouled by JJ. That'll be his second foul and another trip to the line. And it takes us to another media timeout. A pair of free throws upcoming for the Marlins when we get back. 1-point game in Turner Gymnasium.
Strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone's going to become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy.
A trademark of this place is self-expression. Not forced, not filtered, not a facade. We don't shape students into copies. We help you find your own voice.
Think a private education is too expensive? Think again. At the University of Lynchburg, you can get a personalized education for the cost of a state school. If you're commuting and you get our top scholarships, you could pay much less. And you get all that without the hassle of giant lecture halls. Our faculty know your name here and do more than just teach. You might even do research together and plan out your next career moves.
And we welcome you back on to Wayne Prophet Court. Joe Brennan here on behalf of FloSports. More at the line for Virginia Wesleyan. Coming off a 0-for-2 stretch in his last trip. Knocks in the first one. More hovering around 50% from the free throw line this year. Got them both. Three-point game. Gray draws a foul. Gray gets the first one on the 1-and-1. And got them both. Back down to a one-point game. Foul away from the ball that goes against DeVoe. And Lynchburg has a chance to claim their first lead of the day on this sequence. Got to get the ball in first. Just in the nick of time, finds Palmore. He'll give it right back to Brown. Gray feeling it. Heat check no good. Henderson the offensive board. And a blocking foul called on Moore. Officials sending both teams to the sideline. We're going to get another review. This is more replay reviews in a single game than we have had since it was instituted a season ago. That's a great shot by our cameraman, Tatum Humphreys, down on the baseline. I think this is a good review. This might be the first successful one we've had today. That's a tough one. You think that Henderson's entitled to his own space, but at the same time, you have more that gets clipped on the way up. We'll see what our officiating crew decides. And it looks like that will be another unsuccessful replay review. That sends John Henderson to the charity stripe. First one, no good. Time and time again, Lynchburg has gotten right here on the cusp of overtaking the lead. It's still looking for their first advantage of the day. We've had one tie, a chance to make it two right now. Nylon. All knotted up at 55. 11-10 remaining. DeVoe, a drive, a finger roll finish. Marlins back out in front by a pair. Brown at the high post, letting it fly, short. And a jump ball with a possession arrow in favor of the Marlins. Brandon Vanover will bring out the towel and clear away the wipe spot with Hillary Scott. Leah DiNardo called to action as well. Middle hitter for the Lynchburg women's volleyball team on her A game. Velmar across the timeline. Lynchburg back in man defense. Thrown a whole host of different coverages at the Marlins today. And Masadou wants to talk things over. 10:26 to go in the contest. Marlins out in front by 2.
Here in Lynchburg, the cage birds don't just sing, they soar. Because at Lynchburg, they will finally sing. A trademark of this place is self-expression. Not forced, not filtered, not a facade. We don't shape students into copies. We help you find your own voice. Unapologetic, authentic. Because to be a Hornet is to think differently.
Want to have some outdoor adventures while getting a degree at the same time? At the University of Lynchburg, we have an on-campus zip line and road sports. Plus, we offer adventure trips that cost less than a cup of coffee. And did I mention our beautiful scenery? We're a university for students looking for something more than just books. Welcome to your new adventure experience.
Lynchburg is all about
And we welcome you back inside Turner Gymnasium. 55-57. Marlins have led the entire way today. It's Pollard over for DeVoe. Oh my goodness, snaps Pearson Young. And a whistle on Jason Easton right before a shot clock violation. And the Hornets might want to look at this one. They've got Brandon Vanover advocating. That's a big whistle. DeVoe about as automatic as it comes at the charity stripe. I mean, this kid has put on an absolute show today. Up to 25 points, make it 26. He could be on his way to a career high. Easton with the answer. And in case you're wondering what a career high looks like for a guy like DeVoe, he scored 41 earlier this year against Christopher Newport. A prolific shot maker, the shimmy, shake, dribble, drive, got the basket and the foul. What a move from DeVoe, putting on a show. That's Jason Easton's fourth foul. Him and Eli Thomas, the tandem of forwards, each now in foul trouble. It has been a ticky-tack game on both ends of the floor. This officiating crew calling it very tight. And while you might not be happy with some of the calls, no matter who you're rooting for today, you got to be happy with the consistency on both ends. Gray got his man, got the finger roll finish. Gray up to 15 points today. Stepped out of bounds, Paul Anderson. Lost track of where he was. And DeVoe heads to the sideline to catch a breather. Easton underneath to Brown. Jamarcus on the turnstile, hanging in the air, got it off the window, and we're all tied up once again at 62. The third tie of the day. Lynchburg still looking to seize their first lead of the afternoon when we get back. And we welcome you back in as you take a look at two of the guys that are making a big-time push for the Player of the Year in Jamarcus Brown and DeVoe. Brown with 19 tonight, DeVoe with 29. Looking to attack once again. Contested by Brown over the long outreached arms. And the Marlins reclaim the advantage. Errant pass from Hart goes out of bounds. 13th turnover by Lynchburg. That's one thing they've really cleaned up here in the second half. Had a barrage of turnovers to open up the contest, and that was one thing that really helped Virginia Wesleyan jump out in front by double figures. DeVoe fading away, cashing in. A 30-burger. 33 for number 3. What a day it's been. Brown got a beat, kick in the corner. Pearson Young, it's good. Back down to a one-point game. High risk, high reward as Virginia Wesleyan tried to jump the pass on Brown. Looking for a response. For 3, no good. Henderson the rebound. Lynchburg has a chance to take the lead. Brown spinning to his right, draws contact. You have one sideline begging for the bucket, the other saying wipe it off, and they're gonna count it. What a game it's been. And for the first time today, Lynchburg leads. Jamarcus Brown puts the Hornets in front, 67-66. And we welcome you back into the ball game. Lynchburg in control for the first time today. Behind Jamarcus Brown. It's been all DeVoe for the Marlins. And once again, the implications of today's game. With a win, Lynchburg hosts the winner of Hampton, Sydney, Washington, and Lee. With a loss, they go on the road to play the winner of that game. Right now, Hampton Sydney is out in front, 57-48 with 4 remaining. DeVoe, step back, crossover, spins inside. Caught in a straitjacket. They go down low to Moore in the short corner. Right back to him, guarded by Henderson. Spins back, blocked by Henderson, got his own board. Second chance, no good. Out of bounds, last touch by the Marlins. No Easton and no Eli Thomas in the ball game right now for Lynchburg, both sidelined with 4 fouls. Moore and Velmore each have 4 as well for Virginia Wesleyan. Young off the curl, drives to his left, fades away, left it short. DeVoe across the timeline, takes a high screen in the corner. Got it right back at the angle. Wants to run a two-man game with Moore. Great help defense. Ball got poked free. Taken away by Pearson. Jake Hart for Jamarcus. Behind his back. Lost the handle. Ball still loose. Asking for a foul. Pleading for it. Won't get it. And Eli Thomas now will re-enter with 4 fouls and 5:55 to go and take the place of Jake Hart. Pollard against Gray. DeVoe got a beat. Kicks outside for 3. No good. Back iron. Rebound Thomas. Gray the other way. Jamarcus bulldozing his way inside and draws a blocking foul. This one will go against Anderson. That is his 3rd personal. Regardless of on the floor in the shot, it now in the double bonus for both sides. 2 more free throws for Jamarcus Brown, who's 5 of 8 from the charity stripe today. Hits the first one. And Easton with 4 fouls will also come back in. This is a big lineup for Lynchburg with 4 forwards and 1 guard. Brown goes 2 for 2. Lynchburg with their largest lead of the day. 69-66. Moore against Henderson. Kicks outside, another 3. This one's good. TJ East ties us up at 69. East 3 of 6 from distance. DeVoe jumped the pass. Poked down to play. Lynchburg maintains possession with 18 on the shot clock. Inbound to Easton. Dished over to Henderson. Going right at Moore. Couldn't finish through contact, and Eli Thomas just got his 5th foul. So that is now 2 shots, and Thomas's day is done. A tough way to end what could be your last game inside Turner Gym. With a win, Lynchburg will get 1 more home game. Thomas visibly frustrated and has a right to feel that way. It has been a tightly called game, and it's a big reason why you see 4 guys with 4+ fouls. And a handful of guys on their way to get there as well. For the most part, if you've got 3 with 4.5 to go, you feel relatively safe. Granted, we've seen a couple of sequences today with back-to-back fouls called in a matter of seconds. Marlins reclaim the advantage. Gray pulls it from deep. Missed everything. East for Moore, looking for a DeVoe, hands it off, rises from 3, off back iron, a fight for the loose ball won by the Marlins. Both teams with 6 offensive rebounds today. DeVoe corkscrewing his way inside, draws contact, and the foul. And a technical foul awarded as well. That is a major swing. And it takes us to our final media timeout of the day. 69-72, Lynchburg trailing. DeVoe at the line after the technical foul that was awarded to Lynchburg. Missed it. Wow. Not going to see that very often. One of the most reliable free throw shooters in the conference. I wouldn't expect 2 in a row. Oh my goodness. How about that? Here's the play that called the foul. And that technical awarded to Mike Gray after the slap of the ball. So another chance for DeVoe. I'm going to go as far as say I wouldn't expect 3 in a row. There you go. There you go, DeVoe. Back to a 2-possession game. Hart looking for help, gets it over to Brown. Dre Ross picked up his dribble, got it over to Jamarcus. Brown lost the handle, but got it right back. Out for Hart, drives inside, looking for help. Drops it off for JJ. Can't get the lay-in, poked out of play. Ball will stay with Lynchburg. And that shot clock should reset to 20. And it will. (69-73). DeVoe with 36 points today for the Marlins. Brown fading away, draws a foul. East picks up his third. 2 more shots for Brown at the line. 7 of 11 from the line today. Got 25 points. Rattles in the first. Hart heads to this sideline. Gray back into the affair for Lynchburg. Brown got them both. 2-point ball game. Moore, a crossover. Draws a foul. Another one tabbed to Henderson. That'll be his fourth. Serious foul trouble for the Lynchburg front court. Eli Thomas has already fouled out. Easton and Henderson each with 4. Moore has seen a whole lot of time at the free throw line today. Left the first one short. 2 of 7 on the afternoon. Missed them both. Henderson had the rebound, had it ripped away. This should be a jump ball. Possession arrow with the Hornets. Easton to inbound for Lynchburg. Ross working against East. Out for Henderson and over for Gray. Underneath to Jamarcus. Spinning on DeVoe, going right into his chest, and a block called against DeVoe. Just his second foul. He's done a great job of staying out of foul trouble today, when seemingly everybody else on the floor has picked up multiple. And he's played 34 minutes in this game. Brown got the first, 10 of 14 from the free throw line today, up to 28 points and a chance to tie on this attempt. Missed it. East the rebound. Marlins ahead by 1. Lynchburg's going to put Jamarcus on DeVoe. Switched on to East. DeVoe, double team comes. Kick to TJ Easton. Rises through contact, won't go. Mike Gray the rebound. Lynchburg's got numbers, 4 on 3. Gray inside, got it blocked. And a foul called on JJ, saying he was pushed into the body, but the appeal will be unsuccessful, and that will be the 5th foul against JJ. Two members of the Lynchburg front court have now fouled out. Jesse Mitchell elected to re-enter for Lynchburg. Moore, 2 of 8 from the free throw line today. These feel like a big one. Got the first one. Got the second, knocked them both down. Marlins up by 3 with 2 minutes to go. Postseason implications on the line for both squads. And Hillary Scott will take a timeout and talk things over. One-score game, under 2 minutes to play in Central Virginia. Under 2 minutes to go. The Hornets trail by 3 in the regular season finale. 72-75 against a Virginia Wesleyan team receiving votes in the national poll. Gray up high for Brown, working against Moore. Inside, got contact, couldn't get the basket, but earns a pair of free throws. And that's number 5 on Moore. He's now the 3rd forward to foul out of this game. A whole lot of interior whistles today. And Mesadu is getting an adjunct timeout at the scores table. Brown with 2 at the line. Missed the first one. Ten of 16 at the charity stripe with 28 points. Got the back end. 2-point game. DeVoe will set the table. Step back triple. Off the mark. Long rebound corralled by the Marlins. And they'll reset. DeVoe gets the switch on to Mitchell. Calling his own number. Spins inside. And another foul on Lynchburg. "29 personal fouls have been called in the second half alone. That might be a record. DeVoe at the free throw line for the 6th time today. A game high 37 points. Got them both. 4-point game. Brown looking for help. Gets it into Easton. A flashing Mike Gray takes it. 4-point game with a minute to go. Easton off an elevator screen. Brown inside. Got contact and another trip to the free throw line for Jamarcus. TJ East now has 4 fouls. Three players have fouled out. 3 players have 4 fouls. Brown left it short once again. 11 of 18. He has taken 18 of the 27 Lynchburg free throws today. Missed them both. If you're the Hornets, you need a defensive stop on this sequence, or else you start playing the free throw game here pretty soon. Marlins gonna wind this clock all the way down. DeVoe on Easton. Driving to his left. The contest prevents the shot. Mike Gray pushing the offense. Back for Easton. Oh, he turned it over. You gotta foul him now. Easton has now fouled out of the game. And it sends Velmar to the charity stripe. Hampton-Sydney has come away with a win over Washington and Lee. So those two teams will have a rematch in the quarterfinal from a season ago. That was one of the best wins in program history for Lynchburg, taking down what was then a 7th-ranked Hampton-Sydney team. Tigers have had somewhat of what you would call an off year by their standards, but still a top 80 team in the national rankings. Right now, Lynchburg looking at a road contest. Unless they could pull off a big-time comeback in 18 seconds. Ross driving to the iron. Finger roll no good. Rebound to Vo, and that will all but put a bow on it. And a Marlin down hard. It's the last thing you want to see this late in the contest. It is Malcolm Velmar that is down. And while he's getting looked at by the athletic training staff, we'll step aside. 10 seconds to go. And we welcome you back. DeVoe at the line for the Marlins, up by 6 with 10 seconds remaining. DeVoe with 38 points today. Got the first one. Two for two. Young pulls up for three, cashes in, and Hillary Scott will take a timeout. 76-81, that'll be Lynchburg's final timeout. Well, as it looks right now, just to give you an unofficial idea of how things will shake out, if Randolph-Macon somehow drops to Bridgewater tonight, then it becomes an interesting mix of tiebreakers between Virginia Wesleyan and Randolph-Macon because they split their two regular season meetings. If I were to give my idea of how it's going to shake out, you would think that it'd be pretty tough for a Randolph-Macon team with only 2 losses this year to not maintain that tiebreaker. Nevertheless, I'm not the guy making those decisions. It comes down to common opponents and scoring outliers and this, that, and the other. But it is a Randolph-Macon that has lost their combined 2 losses by 3 points. Meanwhile, Guilford at Shenandoah today has some impacts on that 7-8 contest, and the Quakers fall to Shenandoah 72-78, which now opens the door for Averett to slide up to 7. So it'll most likely be Macon versus Guilford in Ashland. Then, oh my goodness, a turnover. We might not be out of the woods yet. I feel like you essentially need a 3 here. A 3 and then a quick foul, and you hope that the Marlins split the pair and then try and make something happen with 5 seconds. Jaden Palmore is going to come in for Lynchburg as the inbounder. I think you're looking for 5 here. Mike Gray in the corner, left open. Can't bury it, left it short. The Marlins will walk away with a victory. So it'll most likely look like Randolph-Macon and Guilford in that 1-8 game. Virginia Wesleyan and Averett in the 2-7. Roanoke will play Washington and Lee in the 3-6. And Lynchburg travels to Hampton-Sydney for the 4-5 game in a rematch of last year's quarterfinal contest between those two. The winners of those 4 games head to Salem, the Civic Center, where we finish off the postseason tournament on Saturday and Sunday. Women's basketball as well. It'll be a very fun weekend coming up. That all gets started with a midweek matchup on Tuesday. We appreciate you spending the season with us inside Turner Gymnasium for men's basketball. That'll do it. Thank you so much. We'll have a radio call on the road if you're a Lynchburg fan and want to tune into that. Nevertheless, thank you so much for spending the year with us. From Turner Gymnasium, I've been Joe Brennan. A big thank you to our whole production crew, spearheaded by Miss Landon Spots today. Until next time, stay cool.